Welcome to the machine learning class. As you are aware that the classification is an important task in machine learning. Uh, as per uh, the table data is concerned, we need to classify each and every row belongs to of which class. We will given the data in a tabular format of different rows. Suppose if you consider the first row, it belongs to which class? Class C1. Suppose if you consider the second row, it belongs to which class? Class C2. Likewise, we need to classify the rows in the all the rows in the table in the case of tabular data. Suppose if you consider image data, we need to classify each and every pixel belongs to some particular class. That means this particular pixel belongs to class C1. This particular pixel belongs to class C2. Likewise, if you want to classify, that is the main activity related to the task of classification. There are two types of classifications basically. Simple, if you want to classify the male images and female images, difference between male and female. There are so many emails are there. You want to classify some email as a spam email, some email as a non-spam email, normal email. Likewise, if you want to split all these two cases, how many classes are there? Two classes, male, female. That is called binary classification. Suppose there will be given a alphabet. You need alphabet, image of alphabet. The system has to classify the type of alphabet. That is, it is whether it is A or B or C, like that. There you have 26 classes because the number of alphabets are 26. That is a multi-class classification. Suppose if you want to classify a customer data, you have a customer data with you. The bank person has to classify each and every customer is eligible for loan or not. There are suppose three cases in that. Whether he is eligible for the loan or not eligible for the loan or partially eligible for the loan. Three classes are there. So multi-class classification. All these are examples for multi-class classification. So you can write in your examination by your own all these with all these examples. Not to read the textbook and you need to discuss among your friends and you need to note down the examples when we discussed in the class. You need to add or supplementary material, add a supplementary material. If it is given in the examination, one question like this, what is a binary classification, what is a multi-class classification, I explain through examples, 7 marks, suppose. You need to write all those things. Not simply this complete slide. In addition, you need to add these examples, whatever I discussed, right? That type of discussion should be there. Otherwise, you cannot score good marks. As I told you, spam filtering. How many given a spam, given a emails, you need to classify the email is spam or ham. That is binary classifier. Character recognition. I told you. A, B, C, D. How many classes are there? 26. So it is a multi-class classification. Third one, if you consider a gender recognition, whether he is a male or a female, which is an example for binary classification. Last one, vehicle recognition. There will be given some vehicle set of vehicles. you can take one vehicle, whether you need to classify that vehicle belongs to Jeep or truck or lorry something, which is a multi-class class. Yeah. Suppose if you consider a multi-class classification, suppose there are three classes are there. Suppose here you see 1, 2, 3. This is very important. How would you class? How would you find out the accuracy in a multi-class classification? That means suppose three classes are there like this. Here you see three classes are there here. Like suppose three classes are there. Mangoes, oranges, grapes. 1, 2, 3. Here also 1, 2, 3. What does it mean? This diagonal one number should be more, which implies good classification accuracy. Diagonal means what? One mango is identified as also mango is 15 times. Here you see 1, 2, 3. Don't confuse. Here like this. 1, 2, 3. Suppose here 1, 2, 3 classes are there. Here also horizontally assume 1, 2, 3. 1 is recognized as 1. 1 should be recognized as 1 is 15. 1 is recognized as 2. That is two cases. Here you see. Here you see. Just a minute. 1 is recognized as 1. That is correct recognition. 1 is recognized as 2. 2 cases. 1 is recognized as 3. 3 cases. Totally 20. Likewise. 2 is recognized as 1. 7 cases. 2 is recognized as 2. 15 cases. That means 2 is recognized as 2 should be more. Similarly, 3 is recognized as 3. 45 cases. Likewise is there. So accuracy will calculate by adding all these diagonal things. You will get 100. 15 plus 15 plus 45. Sorry, not diagonal one. This horizontal and vertical one, you will get 100. And you add all the diagonal ones and divide with 100. 0.75. That means 75% accuracy. This maybe in examination it will be asked you a question like this, like a numerical problem also. You don't surprise. There are three classes like this are there. Actual is this, predicted is this. Find the multi-class classification accuracy. Likewise is given, you should not confuse. You need to do that if the numerical problem is given in the examination. Yeah. And we know how to do the binary class classification efficiently. If two things are there, two classes are there, we can able to draw a line between them. And if you are able to draw a line between them, then it is very easy to classify in a binary classification. But how to achieve the multi-class classification? There are two cases. One is 1 versus all, and another one is 1 versus 1. This you see. This is 1 versus all. How to do 1 versus all? Suppose 3 classes are there. We need to take the green one separated with all the remaining things, all the remaining 2. And we need to consider this blue ones and separate with all the remaining things. And we need to consider this red one and separate it with all the remaining things. That means 1 versus all the remaining things. That means what? One class separated by all the remaining classes. Again another class separated by remaining all the 2 classes. Again last the class separated with all the 2 classes. This is called 1 versus all. Here one thing, 1 versus 1. How to do 1 versus 1? 3 things are there, 3 classes are there. Every 2 pair you need to consider. 2 pair we need to consider and make separation between them. 1 versus 1. There may be an examination. What is a training set? What is a test set? Divide how these will be useful in the classification. Every time whatever the data we have, we divide them into 2 parts. One is the training set, another one is the test set. Training set is a subset which is used to train the model. Test set is a subset which is used to validate the algorithm. Okay. There is one standard function called train underscore test underscore split in sklearn, that model underscore selection. It splits the data into 80% training and 20% testing, which is a standard this example I have given you in for the examination. Sorry, for the laboratory. You have iris data set 150 instances, 50 in each of the 3 classes. 3 classes are there. Iris setosa is one class, Iris versicolor is one class, and Iris virginica is another class. 3 classes are there. For each class, 50 samples are there. So 50 into 3, 115 plus. So if attributes are sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. This data we have a training. Then the machine can learn. That's what we call it as a machine learning. Machine can learn basing on all these examples and keep in the mind that suppose this type of length information of sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width are there, then this belongs to class C1. Then this belongs to class C2. Then this belongs to class C3. Likewise, it will learn through the examples. Basing on that learned information, it will create some model file, which is in the form of .h file. That .h file you need to save for the further purposes. Basing on that .h file, which is artificial brain, basing on that we can do the performance, test the performance. The same I have given like a program. This is especially useful for the laboratory. Yes. Now, the important, very, very important. Please take a pen and paper and write the things. Suppose you have a training set and a test set. Suppose in a training set, you have got 90% of accuracy. Suppose in a training set, you have got 90% of accuracy. What is expected? Every time we will expect 100. What is the difference? Can anyone please respond in this particular slide? This is very, very important slide. Actually, every time we will expect 100% of accuracy. Now, first we have executed on a training set. I have got 90% accuracy. What is the difference? Very simple question I am asking. I think all the people are there. Please respond, any one person. Hello?
Yes, sir.
10. Yes, 10%. That is called bias. Chinni Krishna has responded. 10%, that is called bias.
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm saying you. Algorithm error rate on a training set. Next is variance. What is variance? Variance means, suppose in a training set I got 95% accuracy, and a test set I got 98% accuracy. Training set 97, test set 98. What is the difference? The difference is 1%. That is called variance. Every time it is expected to have a low bias and low variance. That is called good fit. If it is high bias and high variance, then it is underfit. Underfit means we are unable to fit a line, or we are unable to construct a model. If it is high variance, if it is only high variance, that means test set accuracy and training set accuracy, there is a lot of difference. Then it is called overfit. Overfitting is not expected every time. Underfit also. A good fit is required every time. That is a low bias and a low variance. The same can be represented in a metaphor example. This is a standard example in machine learning. There may be asked you in examination that what is the best example to describe the bias and variance, low bias, low variance, high bias and high variance. The first one is the correct one. Low bias, low variance. That means you can able to shoot at the correct point whatever you require. High bias means what? You can able to shoot, but not at a particular point. High bias, high variance, which is not required. Low bias, high variance also not preferable. Bias means away from that. It is happening, but not happening correctly. Whatever you want, you are not able to get that. But it is happening something. That's why you see here bias is less, but variance is more. One more important, very, very important thing is regression. Regression is a supervised learning algorithm. It is a supervised algorithm. Give an example of instances x and y. You have to learn a function f such that given unknown x, we can predict y. Here also you can able to fit the line. Here the case study 2, it's a wine recognition data set. It is purely for the laboratory purpose. One more thing is concept learning. How we can identify the different vehicles among all the vehicles based on some specific set of features. Or a large data set of given to you with a different set of features. If you consider some specific set of features, those features can differentiate the remaining cars. That the specific set of features are called concept. So concept learning belongs to a problem of searching by using a predefined space of hypothesis that best fits the training examples. It is a representation. Concept learning is nothing but a representation. Suppose sunny, warm, high, strong, warm, same. Those are the training points. Belongs to class S. This completely, this less between the square less than greater than symbols, if you consider some set of values, this constitutes some concept. Previously, if you consider sky, air temperature, humidity, wind, water, forecast, all these belongs to attributes. Suppose in this example, question mark means any value is acceptable. 0 means no value is acceptable. So what is a hypothesis here? Example of hypothesis is question mark, cold, high, question mark, question mark, question mark. One example. If the air temperature is cold and humidity is high, then it is a good way for water sports. Most general hypotheses are all the question marks. Most specific hypotheses are no day is a good for water sports, all are zeros. There is a terminology involved in the how we can use the positive examples, how we can use to represent the negative examples, what is the hypothesis, what is a goal of concept learning, what is an instance, how we represent the instance, what are the training examples, what is the concept learning belongs to, whether output is 0 or 1, that is yes or no. Likewise, you see all the terminology. So there are few examples related to k-means clustering. I will explain tomorrow class. K-means clustering. Because you go through what is the LGG algorithm also. Least generalization of the set of instances, which is also required for the examination. Least generalization, LGG algorithm. Come to k-means clustering, I will explain for tomorrow, and what are the decision tree models, what are the things involved in entropy, information gain, and Gini index. We'll explain these two concepts for the next class. As of now, I will stop today. If you want to speak, you can speak.